Here's a long, unique, and emotionally compelling story set in a U.S. like human base, weaving elements of racial injustice, mystery, and redemption. The story is fictional and designed to explore serious themes like systemic racism and courage in the face of hatred. Badge 237 Part II. The arrival the year was 2137. After decades of civil unrest, humanity had migrated most of its operations off Earth. One of the largest human settlements, Base Liberty, floated in orbit above the planet. A supposed utopia of peace and equality, 13-year-old Omari Bennett was among the first wave of children from Earth's reclaimed zones to be accepted into Base Liberty's elite learning program. A genius in quantum engineering, he had scored the highest entrance exam in over a decade. His mother, a former activist and now a planetary botanist, wept when he boarded the shuttle. "You're going to make history, baby," she whispered. Omari didn't know what to expect. But he didn't expect Miss Redding Part IIMs. Redding, Mrs. Eleanor Redding, was a longtime teacher at Liberty's Academy of Innovation. To many, she was a well-respected veteran educator. To those who listened carefully, she was a relic of a darker era, an era of whispers and slurs disguised as policy from day one. She targeted Omari. "Your name is Omari?" She sneered on the first day. "That's unique." She'd interrupt him when he spoke. Mark his correct answers as wrong. Once, she made him stand outside the class for 10 minutes for staring too hard at a holoscreen. But Omari said nothing. His mother had warned him. Sometimes the people who smile the brightest stab, the deepest part, the badge. Every student was issued a bio badge, a nano-enhanced ID encoded with their lineage, achievements, and access permissions. But some students, like Omari, carried a Level 7 clearance badge reserved for those considered strategic assets. To the base, Omari didn't know why he had a Level 7 badge. No one did. Not even the principal. It had arrived sealed, with orders marked confidential Federation level eyes, only one day, during a group presentation. Miss Redding yanked Omari by the wrist when he corrected another student's faulty equation. His badge slipped from his collar and landed on the table. She picked it up. Her eyes scanned the glowing codes, and then she screamed, a long, terrified, soul-chilling scream. Part IV, the secrets of the badge. Security rushed in. Miss Redding was pale, trembling, nearly hyperventilating. "That boy, he's not supposed to be here," she shrieked. "He's one of them." Omari was taken into a private room. For the first time, he met Director Amani Ray, head of Federation Intelligence. "You were never supposed to see that reaction," Director Ray said gently. "But perhaps it's time you knew." Turns out, Omari's DNA had something unique, something ancient. A direct, unbroken lineage to the architects of the original peace accords that built the off-Earth colonies. His genes held encrypted knowledge from a long-lost civilization, the first African diaspora spacefaring tribe. Erased from history during Earth's great purges, his badge was not just an ID, it was a key. And Miss Redding, her family name had come up in a classified list. Descendants of Earth's last white supremacist syndicate. They had embedded themselves into the Federation, hiding behind policy and procedure. Still terrified of the power they once tried to destroy. Part V. Justice Emps. Redding was removed from her post. But the fallout was enormous. Omari's story ignited conversations across Base Liberty. Hushed whispers turned into forums. Then forums became movements. Kids who looked like Omari, some from planets no one wanted to remember, began walking taller. When Omari was asked what he wanted to do with his newfound status, he simply said, "I want to teach Epilogue," the new class 20 years later. Base Liberty's Central Education Dome bears a name etched in glowing letters: Professor Omari Bennett, keeper of the Cody, and in his first class, he tells a New generation of students. Never let anyone tell you where you don't belong. Sometimes, the badge they fear the most is the truth you carry inside you.